Hello friends and welcome. Very short patch, so we'll have a very short video. You can see it's a baby patch. Really, it's just hitting the biggest winners and biggest losers of the last patch. If you're wondering, you didn't miss 7.30A. 7.30 was 7.30A, so you didn't really miss anything. So let's talk about items real quick. Helm of the Overlord, Silver Edge, the most broken item. So Helm of the Overlord's being increased by 250 gold, Silver Edge being increased by 150 gold. Impactful, but doesn't break, like, reverse break the items, make them useless. And this may not sound like a lot, like, oh, I just need 150 gold. Let me just put into perspective, like, what that is, right? That is like, if you laned the exact same, you now must get an additional kill to hit the exact same timing as the last patch, 7.30. Or you need an extra wave or two of creeps, depends how good you are at last hitting. Maybe you need 2 to 3 jungle camps, right? When you put it in that perspective, like, okay, you know, it's not so easy to just get kills, and like, okay, it would probably take me about a minute to get that gold if you're having like a good game. That minute represents time where the enemy might gank you and then delay you even further. So these two items in particular were very snowball heavy. So any extra time you give to the enemy team to prevent you from like quickly hitting these items, or for just you, like, even without being prevented, just takes longer to get these items, like, that can be impactful for a game like Dota, which is very complex. A lot of things are connected, and especially so for snowball-oriented items. So I think these changes are good. They won't, like, they're not bad items now, but they'll be a little more in line, and honestly, they might be nerfed a little further. We'll see. Beastmaster and Lycan, let's tackle them together. They were pretty broken with this Helm of the Overlord. So actually, I'm mildly surprised because everyone I was seeing who was building Helm of the Overlord was mainly Beastmaster and Lycan. So I wonder if they could have not nerfed this item and just more heavily nerfed Beastmaster and Lycan, and that way this item remains viable to maybe other heroes besides just these two who run at you within 20 minutes and end the game. But that's not what we've gone with. Some small nerfs to Beastmaster and Lycan, as well as the nerf to Helm of the Overlord. So it should just help out. These were the two big winners of the patch, so, you know, screw them. Broodmother, big loser of the patch. She, in the last video, the patch video, I said, like, oh, I don't know if this new Ags makes up for her old Ags. Turns out it does not. So all the extra webs from the old Ags really helped Broodmother expand her empire, essentially. She wins her lane, right? And the Ags helped her push that to the rest of the map, win another lane, win the game, essentially, right? She's lost that a bit. She's really stuck to one lane, or, you know, a smaller section in the jungle as well. So I don't know if just making her stronger in that small part is enough. Like, I think she needs to be much stronger in the small part for it to be equivalent to what she was last time. But maybe many of you are tired of Broodmother, so she can take her time returning to the meta. I'm okay with that as well. Silencer, I haven't experienced much myself, but I've heard good things about him, and I've seen a little bit from like some replays and stuff. That core Silencer could definitely go out of control, so I think these nerfs help a little bit with that, but don't hurt maybe, say, like the early game support Silencer as much. Like, these are 15 and 20 talents, you know? Support Silencer may not even get that far. So I think this helps to, like, tone down core Silencer, whereas support Silencer, I think, still has like a below 50 win rate. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens to him. And Slark, I like this change. I think this is a good way to balance Dark Pact and still let it have the buffs it got from the last patch, but not so broken, because he was a huge winner of this. He could use Dark Pact a bunch to trade very efficiently in lane and to farm faster in the early game. Now, this mana cost, 15 more mana, that is a lot when the spell was only 60 mana. So what this means is that in the mid to late game, not a huge deal, because by that point he has Echo Saber, he has like Scotty, he has other items to help him have more mana regen and bigger mana pool. So like, that part's fine. He can still make use of the lower cooldown with a talent and the better spell. But in the lane and in the early game farming, it's harder to use Dark Pact a bunch because it's just going to be more expensive. So it slows him down either because he has to use the spell less, or he has to buy some small item to help him with mana to use Dark Pact as much as he wants. And in the laning stage, that's hard. In the early game farming, it should be possible for Slark, who is building Echo Saber anyways, usually. So I think it's a nice nerf. Slark has, as much as I dislike the hero, he has been out of the meta for quite a while. So, you know, it's fair to let him be back in the meta a little bit, but not so broken. He's pretty broken. Now that's it. It's very small, but I think this patch will give room for us to find out better broken heroes, because these were like the real extreme cases, especially Beastmaster and Lycan, right? Who just end the game in like 20, 25 minutes. I think when that happens, it's very hard for other heroes who might be hitting their power spike, their broken power spike, at that time or later. It's like you don't get to see that when like this guy takes a Black Drake and then just cuts every single wave with Helm of the Overlord. You know, it really fundamentally changes Dota when these kind of heroes are really strong. So I think these small nerfs should help other heroes now become more viable, and we're gonna go find the new broken heroes as well. Okay, that's it, guys. Very short video. Honestly, longer than expected. Like a 6-minute video for like 6 sentences. But what do you want from me? That's what you get here. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Let's go find some broken heroes.